Charlie, the regional center seems to be things that people hear about a lot. Tell us why the regional center exists, what it's all about, and how somebody can benefit from that approach to an EB-5 investment.
A regional center is a company that has received accreditation from USCIS to organize and conduct projects under its auspices for the EB-5 program. What that means is the regional center has the authority in a certain specified territory, and that territory can be as large as an entire state or as small as several counties in a particular state. And any projects that it organizes within that territory can participate in the EB-5 program. The vast majority of EB-5 petitions are regional center related petitions. Its popularity is probably due to a number of factors. First of all, regional center projects allow the investor to take a very limited and passive role in the investment. Nothing's required from the investor in terms of day-to-day operations or involvement in the company. Secondly, a lot of investors find comfort in the fact that a regional center project is generally a large-scale project. It could involve a large real estate development activity, factories, and other similar infrastructure developments that involve a large number of EB-5 investors as well as just conventional investors. These projects often involve dozens, if not hundreds, of EB-5 investors. And for some investors, they take a greater degree of comfort in knowing that there's a large number of professionals involved in a project that will see it through to its completion. One of the biggest questions for clients is, when do I get my money back? That's a difficult question to answer because it depends on the conditions and the terms of the individual project in which they're investing. For a regional center investment, usually investors can count on getting their money back within 5 or 6 years after making the initial investment. There are two types of prevalent structures for regional center projects, the most popular of which is a so-called debt deal. And that's a structure whereby the EB-5 investors pool their money together and basically loan it to the development company. At the end of that loan period, which as I mentioned is usually 5 or 6 years after the investment, the loan is repaid back by the development company back to the EB-5 investors, and that's how they receive their money back. Each regional center project is unique and offers its own terms and conditions, including return on investment. However, as a general rule, most regional center projects these days pay only about 1, maybe 2% annual dividends on any invested funds. If the client loses his or her money as a result of a failure, bankruptcy, or insolvency of the regional center project, they will get their money back just like any other investors based on the capital stack and the capital structure. Before the EB-5 investors, as a general rule, any general creditors, bank lenders will get their money back first before any money is distributed to the investors. What's probably more important for the investor, however, is at what point in the process this bankruptcy occurs and how it will affect their immigration status. If the project runs into financial problems after the investor has received his or her permanent green card, there really is no effect on their immigration status. However, probably the worst scenario is whereby the company runs into financial difficulties within the first 2, maybe 3 years of operations before the investors have received their permanent green card. That could be a very critical problem for the investor, because if he or she needs to then later file their petition for the permanent green card and the company has ceased operations or is not operating at the expected level, if the company can't prove that 10 jobs were created for each investor, then it's most likely that the investor will not receive their permanent green card. It's very rare for a regional center project to have any kind of serious financial difficulties or fail. However, it does, of course, happen, and with any financial investment, there's a certain amount of risk that can't be completely eliminated. Any projects that we at AmLaw are involved with or even recommend to our clients are only for regional center projects with whom we've worked in the past, and we feel confident that they will perform as expected and have a very good track record. Of course, the final decision is up to the investor, and they need to do their due diligence and financial analysis to make sure that they feel comfortable about any commercial risks involved with any project they invest in. However, in the big scheme of things, an investment in an EB-5 regional center project is a very safe investment overall.